Okay, so I recently watched Blade 1 and Blade 2, and I found some things real interesting. I never noticed it before because I never really looked at the franchise in detail as I did. But Guillermo del Toro, he directed Blade 2, and I found a lot of parallels and similarities to what he would continue on with Hellboy. And as far as the writing goes, David Goyer did Blade 1 and Blade 2. He didn't write any of the Hellboy films. And found a lot of similarities, not just the visual language, but a set placement of like where things would take place. And I wonder like which one came first. Was it that Guillermo del Toro really loved how Goya wrote the placement of the characters? Because even in Blade 1, there are some set pieces that take place that also take place with Hellboy 1 and 2.
In the whole time?
Keeping radio contact.
They got to let him run loose without a chaperone.
So outside of the visual parallels that you would see, I think that goes without saying because Del Toro always has this visual language that you see throughout all of his films, kind of like Tim Burton, like he has this art style. So that's not attributed to the writing. I think like similarities that you would see is like, okay, where there's a sewage fight, and that takes place also in Hellboy.
Wait. Oh my god.
Let's back out real slow.
So like they had to destroy the vampires in the sewage, and it was like this kind of like blue light. Is similar to like with Liz, also in that sewage sequence where she burns up everything. It has the same blue kind of fire like emitted from her. Well, obviously, a lot of parallels go with like Ron Perlman,
You're not.
but not only Ron Perlman, but there's also an actor, the actor for Normac. He is also in Hellboy 2. He is Prince Noada.
Here I am.
Also things like Scud wearing the BPRD shirts, Nessa and Assad, the black attire that you see them wearing the first time that they are introduced, is similar to Carl the Inhuman and Hellboy 1. There are also similar fire choreography beats, where is practical fire choreography, then it breaks off into CGI. I think the way that Del Toro chose to do it is like one of like the most seamless, and especially for its time, the limitations that would have been had with CGI. I think Del Toro handled it beautifully and seamlessly. So when he sprinkled it, it wasn't too much to be jarring or take you out. It's more like these kind of there's a couple seconds within the beats, whereas the physical fight choreography is a lot more. And then when it comes to the CGI, and it is more to like demonstrate the power and the strength of the characters, it's there. And I think his choices for when he did it, it was timed perfectly. And I think in a lot of film that you see nowadays, it isn't done in the way that he did it. I would actually really love to see Del Toro come back to action like this, So would want him to be based in horror and this type of aesthetic. But I think like characters like Blade and Hellboy, like this is really where he's in his correct sandbox.